Right, I just got done watching the 2012 Royal Rumble, and there's going to be a lot of profanity in this video, because this was fucking terrible. This is the worst show since Night of Champions last year. May even be worse than that. I'd have to go back and check, but this was awful. Started off World Heavyweight Championship match, Daniel Bryan defending against Mark Henry and Big Show in the triple threat steel cage match. I knew it would play out kind of like this, but it was a lot worse than I thought it would be. Daniel Bryan, it was basically two men going at it and the other one lying in the corner waiting to step in, and Daniel Bryan got absolutely no offence. This is a question: how much offence in terms of minutes has Daniel Bryan had since he's become World Heavyweight Champion? That's a question I'd love to know the answer to, because he just never gets any offence. He's never had any offence on SmackDown. He didn't have any offence here. I know they're building him to be a cowardly type of chicken shit heel, but it just seems to be going a step too far to me. There was no significant moments. At least when Mark Henry and Big Show faced off at Vengeance, we had the ring collapse, and then again at Survivor Series, we had Big Show's elbow drop. They were moments that you remember, that you can talk about. There was nothing, no significant moments. Why was it in a steel cage? All they did was throw Daniel Bryan into the cage and then clothesline and then punch. This was fucking awful. I expected Daniel Bryan to take a big bump off the top of the cage. When we got to the end of the match, I expected Big Show to either chokeslam him or at least sort of push him back off the cage, back into the ring or something. But when he was holding on to Big Show at the end there and he just dropped off, he just let go and dropped to the floor, I was like, what the fuck? That's it? I don't know. It hardly got any time. It was just so forgettable. I can't remember anything that happened, anything significant that happened. Didn't further anyone's character. I don't know. This was shite. This was awful. They're just doing a shit job with Daniel Bryan, and hopefully the only good that can come out of this is that he can move on and feud with Sheamus, which I'll get onto later. But yeah, my star ratings will be underneath, and the overall pay-per-view score, which I can assure you is not going to be very good. But moving on to Kane and John Cena. I'm going to sound like a broken record, I think, but this was just trash. This was awful. This was like a segment on Raw. The match was average. It was just a typical, not even a good television match, just crappy, slow-paced. And then we got to the end, anticlimactic, double count-out, crap. It took them forever to go to the back, and then it took forever for Kane to get Ryder and drag him back to the ring. Then we had a tombstone and a chokeslam on Cena. I thought he was actually going to do something interesting and attack a woman, Kane, but he never went through with it. He just left the ring, and that's that. And I hope that this is the end, but I can't see it being. I can see this Cena-Kane feud dragging on further, because there was no definitive end here. This was awful. And the commentary, what the fuck is Michael Cole doing? Talking about he was parking John Laurinaitis' car, and then King comes out and says, Laurinaitis offered me a coffee, but I don't drink coffee. This was the discussion they were having halfway through the match, and I was like, this is fucking diabolical. So yeah, as I say, star rating below, it was shit, just terrible. What did we have after that? We had some fat twat danced for a bit, and then squashed Drew McIntyre. Don't want to talk about that. That was fucking awful. Next up, Punk and Ziggler. Obviously going to be the match of the night, which isn't saying a great deal. It was good while it was in the ring, and it was just the two of them. It was good stuff. Nice technical work. Some cracking reversals. Brilliant reversal by Punk into a spinning powerbomb as Ziggler attempted the famouser. That was sweet. and Ziggler's counter to the GTS into the Famouser as also when he was on Punk's shoulders was very nice. But Laurinaitis on the outside, I don't know. All I was left thinking at the end was, after the clusterfuck at the end, was this is the payoff. After months of screwing around with Punk and Foley and saying he was going to cheat Punk out the title, this is what happened. This was the payoff. I expected at least some advancement on the Mr. McMahon, in quotation marks, character that Laurinaitis is obviously trying to portray to Punk's Austin. I don't know where they're going to go from here. Obviously, he's got this appraisal from Triple H tomorrow night on Raw, or tonight, should I say, on Raw. But I don't know. I just felt he should have at least tried to screw Punk, or actually screwed Punk, and Punk lose the title. But I don't know what the fuck they're thinking, to be honest with you. Both, it was good work while they were in the ring, and I think these two can have a cracking match if given time. I said on my preview that they'd get 20 plus minutes, but they got nowhere near it. I think they got about 12 minutes, 13 minutes, and it's just not enough. They need longer, and they need it just to be the two of them in the ring, so they can get down to some hard work and stop with all the fucking up on the outside, and there's just nothing to it whatsoever. Onto the Rumble. I thought this was so really. The first half was absolutely terrible. For the last 10 or 12 minutes, it picked up somewhat. I will admit that it was quite good. And the end, where it was the four guys left, Orton, Big Show, Jericho, and Sheamus, I thought was some quite good stuff in there. And with Jericho and Sheamus left at the end, it guaranteed someone that had never won the Rumble before. So that was a good thing. They did some decent stuff back and forth. The funny moment was the crowd chanting Ahmed Johnson at Ezekiel Jackson. That absolutely cracked me up, I must say. But where did the great Khali come from? I thought that fucker had been fired. Fucking hell, that's the last thing, we don't need him back. It looked like a fucking giraffe in there. Absolutely cannot wrestle, awful. Mick Foley looked like a fucking homeless tramp. Oh, I don't know. Like I say, the second half was okay. The first half was shit. The first half resembled a fucking Legends of Wrestling reunion or something. We had Hacksaw, fucking Booker T, Jerry Lawler, Michael Cole, who else? Road Dogg. Although Road Dogg actually got a decent pop, and he looked okay in the ring, to be fair to him. But fucking Geriatrics United, I don't know. But yeah, Sheamus wins as I thought he would, predicted on my preview video. He'll probably go on and feud with Daniel Bryan over the next couple of months, and I absolutely sort of envisage him taking the belt off Bryan at WrestleMania, and that'll put an end to this pathetic title reign that Daniel Bryan's had. But that's it. I don't really know what more to say. It was absolute shit. I can't remember a worse WWE pay-per-view for the last couple of years. I'd have to go back and check, but it's certainly as bad as Night of Champions from last year, and the worst one for a good, must be a couple of years. I'd have to go back, but the crowd actually seemed as though they wanted to get into it, but couldn't, because they had nothing to go off, nothing whatsoever. I don't know where they're going to go with the feud. I don't know where Punk's going to go from here. I don't know what they're going to do with Laurinaitis, and to be honest, not in a good way. I'm not looking forward to finding out, because this was trash. I've had 2 PWG DVDs drop through my letterbox this morning, and I'm going to go and watch them. Fear and 8. So hopefully they'll cheer me up a little bit, because this was fucking wank. See you later.